Hello sewers! This tutorial by needlepointers.com is on how to make a pillowcase. I like this method of making a pillowcase because all the seams are finished and the pillowcase will not fray. This is another excellent project to teach a child to sew or for beginner sewers. What you are going to need is your main material, 27 inches by 41 inches, a band that is 10 inches by 41 inches, and trim that is 1.5 inches by 41 inches. I've folded the trim, as you can see, in half, and I've also folded in half the band. Okay, the first thing you're going to do is to lay your band down on your work surface with the right sides up. The next step is to pin your trim along the top edge of the band. Now, we're going to place the main fabric right side down on the top of it and pin in place. Alright, now what you're going to do is take your material and you're going to roll this up. When you get to about the middle of your border, you're going to stop. Then you're going to take the border piece and roll it over and pin that now in place. Now, make sure that you're not pinning the roll, that you have room there. Okay, now it's going to be time to sew. What we're going to do is we're going to sew 1/2 inch from this roll edge at the top. So I'll meet you over at the sewing machine. We're going to start to sew. Don't forget to back tack. And as I said, I'm using a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to pull this out. And as you can see, we've got it started. Now we're going to go over and press. As you can see, I've unrolled it, and now we're going to press along the part that we just sewed. So, okay, now I like to now top stitch right along here close so that this will stay flat and it'll look nice. So we'll go back over to the sewing machine and do that, and then I'll show you how to finish it off using a French seam. Okay, now we're going to top stitch close to the edge. I like to back tack. Now, as you can see, my trim piece is a little longer than the rest, so I'm going to just trim that off. Okay, now it's time to finish the seams, the pillowcase. And we're going to do a French seam. So what you're going to do is you're going to start at the top, and you're going to sew a scant 1/4 inch seam. Now what I mean by that is, I'm going to trim this so that it's even. A scant means just a little less than 1/4 inch.
And what, are you putting them together?
Yes, I'm putting the two pieces together.
Wrong sides together?
Wrong sides together, yes. Now, why we are using a French seam is that it'll hide all the frays, and the pillowcase will not fray at all. As you can see, it's already starting to fray a little bit. The next thing we're going to do is turn it with right sides together. And I'm going to go over to the ironing board and press this along here, press it nice and flat, and then I'll be back at the sewing machine to show you what you do. As you can see, I've pressed it flat. Now what you do is you're going to sew again, and this time just slightly more than 1/4 inch. Starting, of course, up at the border and going down. Okay, so you can see that the inside, the seam is enclosed, and on the outside, you have a nice seam on the outside. You might have to get rid of a few of these little frayed pieces. And the next step is to do the bottom. And you're going to do the same thing with wrong sides together. You stitch along there, a scant 1/4 inch. You turn it wrong sides together, again stitch it a 1/4 inch, and then your pillowcase will be done. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll be back. As you can see, I've now finished the bottom, and why I like this is all the seams are finished and will not fray through the whole pillowcase. This pillowcase project is so simple, anyone can do it. And if you are a beginner sewer, you learned a new technique, French seams. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it informative. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. For more sewing projects, visit our website, needlepointers.com. Thank you for watching.